What is up, guys? This is Ride the Pine. I'm here with my best friend, Andy Berquist. How's it going, Andy?
Going good. I'm going good, Caden.
Yeah, Andy is a basketball player. I've known him for quite a few years. One of the hardest workers I know. Um, yeah, let's jump right into it. Today, we're talking a lot about the NBA and it returning. Um, Me and Andy, we are both, NBA connoisseurs. We both love everything NBA, whether the players, anything. Andy is a huge Golden State Warriors fan, and that isn't on a bandwagon. He's liked them for quite a few years now. How many years have you liked them, Andy?
I don't know. Ever since my dad taught me basketball, my dad grew up there. So ever
Nice,
since I started playing basketball when I was younger.
nice, nice. Let's jump right into it with our first question. When and do you think the NBA will come back?
That's a good question. I honestly I do not think it'll come back this season. And that's just because the whole world is like on shutdown right now, and it'll come back slowly, and they could potentially come back but have no fans, but they would not make like a profit with that. And they're all already losing like millions and millions of dollars. So I would expect to see a comeback next season. Maybe start early, start late. I don't know, something like
Yeah,
that.
for sure. Um, Yeah, I agree with you. It is pretty unrealistic to think that the NBA is coming back this season, but Adam Silver, the commissioner, has recently came out and spoke about this, saying that he would like the teams to get up to 70 played regular season games, which would be about 4 to 5 games per team, and then moving into the playoffs, which would mean your Golden State Warriors would not have a chance into getting into the playoffs, which is unfortunate, but nobody could have expected a pandemic to happen.
Yeah, for sure. I almost got away with we didn't make the playoffs this year. Almost got away with some injuries this season. Then to come back next year with Steph, Green, Thompson, then number one pick potential. Like maybe could pick up James Wiseman, get a good center or something. So next
I have a quick
season,
question for you. So we both live in Wisconsin, and I'm sure you heard the recent news about Golden State pursuing Giannis Antetokounmpo. How do you
I
feel
do
about
know
that?
that. I don't know. I would very much enjoy seeing Giannis in a Golden State jersey. I think it would be very, I don't know, it would make Bucks fans not like me that much more when I
Yes.
being a Golden State fan. But it feels like it would be an automatic title, like once again with KD and everything. But I'm a huge Curry fan, and I know that it would take away any chance of him getting like another MVP just because he had obviously Giannis, the probably going to be two-time MVP on his team once again. So I would be very happy about that. I don't see it happening, but there is potential for it. That'd be
Yeah, for
great.
sure. Um, that'd be crazy if that were to happen. I don't know if Giannis would be better than KD for that team. They're obviously two totally different players. KD is a much better shooter, but
Yeah,
Giannis is definitely stronger, can get through the lane easier, and finish as well as anybody in the NBA. So,
for sure, for sure.
um, now moving into our next question is if the NBA does come back, what does that look like? And when I say that, it's like I'm talking about the players. A lot of them aren't working out like they used to. Obviously, not playing games like they are accustomed to. Is it
hmm
going to look rusty? Is it going to look unethical at that time? What do you think?
I really I'm interested in this question as well, very much so, because I would agree. A lot of players, I would say the Warriors and any teams that aren't in the playoffs, like Steve Kerr already came out and said that he's taking this as like he sees it as an off season already because they aren't even in the playoffs. They're
Yeah, for
taking
sure.
that as like let's start out this off season. So teams like that, if we were to come back, I see them coming back as just playing the next few games of the rest of the season very low key and not like it'll be rusty and it won't be like the regular games we see. But I think the playoff teams that are in the hunt, they're gonna be racing for it. Like the
Yeah, for
Bucks,
sure.
Lakers, they definitely want some. They have something to prove. Like Giannis wants to get a title for the Bucks. LeBron wants to bring one to the Lakers. Kawhi and Paul George, they want to see what they can do in LA. They want to become the kings of LA, like over LeBron. We're going to see a lot of like intense competition between them, those big teams, but definitely the smaller teams aren't going to be coming out as strong as they were before.
Yeah, for sure. Um, even if the NBA can come back, you know, I don't think they should just for the simple fact because these players have been off for so long, you would hate for them to get injured. And I feel like that is a huge risk at this time, just for the simple fact that their legs are not going to be under them like they once were. Um, Haslam for the Miami Heat actually came out. I think that was a few days ago. What is today? The 17th. So 4 days ago, he had his first workout with the Miami Heat, and he even said about halfway through his workout, his legs were dead. I mean, if if your legs are dead halfway through a regular workout, how are they going to perform in an actual game? And
Yeah,
that's the
especially an
biggest.
NBA game.
Yeah, for sure. Especially for those teams like you said that are competing for something. It's a little different between like the Lakers, the Bucks, the Clippers, and then teams like Golden State where they don't really have a fighting chance at this particular moment. Um, but yeah, you hit it right in the head. It's the NBA will not be the same this year because of this virus and pandemic. Um, And then moving it, that kind of goes into our next question. Do you think any teams have an advantage if the NBA does resume?
Yeah, I do think that for sure because like I said, a lot of teams that are already out, we would only have like Adam, you said Adam Silver wants like 4 or 5 more regular season games, and that puts a lot of the teams already out of the playoffs. And like I said, the teams fighting for it, they're going to have a massive advantage because they already have the confidence and they are all going to be going after it hard. But like you said, the injuries will come into play a lot because we've been off for so long. It's been months already, which is very strange. And basketball has come to a stop, and we're all used to like going. Like even youth all the way through the NBA, there's training every day,
Yeah,
every week, nonstop. And like if we stop that, then there are going to be risks coming back and playing at the same level. So definitely, if a team like the Lakers has been treating this as like a preparation time for coming back to the season, or like the Bucks, they're getting ready for the playoffs. They're definitely going to have a more stronger advantage than non-playoff teams or the even the teams in the lower rankings in the
yeah,
hunt
for
still.
sure. For sure. I think the teams that will have the base advantage, like you said, were the teams that are that have playoff hopes, the top teams, but definitely the teams that have great leadership. That is huge. You know, it's going to be hard for these players to come back and play. I know one proposed idea was having the East in Vegas, I believe, in the West in Florida, particularly at the Disneyland or Disney World. I don't remember which exactly, but that's different than traveling all the time. But those leaders are going to have to step up and really prepare the rest of their team for what's to come and really let them know that we are all under times that are not really something that we can account for, but we still got to do the task at hand, and that is to win a championship, especially if you're a team like you said, the Lakers, Bucks, Clippers. Um, but yeah, I think those teams that have the great leadership will definitely have a distinctive advantage.
Yeah, for sure. This is going to be like if we do come back, this season's going to go down in history. Like where everybody's going to remember the quarantine pandemic season that only lasted like 70 some games. Whoever wins the championship this year, if we do come back, going to go down in the history books big time. So those leaders got to step up, like you said, let their teammates know what's really at hand here.
Yeah, for sure. And this is a little bit of a side topic that I didn't really account for on here, but you look at a team like our Milwaukee Bucks who had such a great, like their team was really bonded. You could really tell that this year. They all played off of each other. Is that
Mm-hmm.
team chemistry still going to be there once this comes back, or is it going to look much different?
Personally, I believe it'll probably be more strengthened because if I were in their position,
Hmm.
I feel like as a Bucks player, I would feel like I was the front runner for that championship this year, and this pandemic it took it away. And coming back, they're all going to be hungry for it. They're all going to be like banding together, wanting that. And I think this whole experience as a pandemic is probably going to bring the team closer and really put in perspective like how important it is to be as one.
Yeah,
Like,
for sure. Um, and then kind of moving into our last topic, The Last Dance. I know you've watched it briefly. I've watched it quite a bit. Unfortunately, we are seeing the last two episodes of this amazing series on ESPN. But some of the takeaways we can really take from this is Jordan is just such a competitor. And I was
yeah.
going to ask you a question. So if you were to take the Bulls and throw them into the times that we are given right now with the pandemic, and then the NBA were to resume, would the Bulls thrive in this or would they fall?
Ooh, it's a good question. And I think I'm going to go back to what you said earlier with the leadership. Like Jordan was a competitor. He's always hungry. And I think that's why him and Kobe had kind of a brother like relationship.
Hmm.
And I know that those guys would tough it through anything. And I don't think that getting sat out for a few months is going to stop them. And because they're such great leaders and great inspirations for their teammates and also fans, like I think they would thrive.
Yeah,
And they
they
are such a
definitely would
dominant
thrive.
team.
They
They're
would
they're
definitely
such a
thrive.
dominant team. And they adapt to whatever opponent they see. They had a great coach, Phil Jackson, multiple champions. They 6 for 6, man.
Yep.
6 for 6.
Yes, definitely. The Bulls had the greatest player of all time in Jordan, and they had multiple leaders throughout the years with Pippen, um, and Jordan himself. Jordan would do anything to win. So I agree with you. They would thrive in these situations because Jordan would do anything to win.
For sure. For sure.
That is all we got for you guys today on Ride the Pine. Thank you, Andy, for coming on and supporting me on this channel.
Of course, it was fun. It was fun.
Yeah, and I should be back tomorrow with another podcast. Make sure you like and subscribe down below. Comment if you want to see any more ideas from me, as well if you want to see any more ideas with Andy as well on this show. And have a great day, guys.